This is Phil Bell from Freedomworks on the Daily Mojo with your morning update. America, I've got 3 words for you. We're in trouble. Now, are we in trouble because government is too big and out of control? Well, it's too big and out of control. Are we in trouble because woke corporations are working with the government to confiscate our rights day after day? Well, that's happening. Are we in trouble because illegal immigration is out of control and flooding our country with people who are not at all interested in following the tenets of America? Well, that's happening too, and it's bad. But the reality is we're in trouble because so many of us Americans, so many have decided to forego the hard work of doing what it takes to be independent and make ourselves better, and as a result, make our country better. Now, I want you to think about it for a second. Drive just a little outside of any major city and look around. And you know what you'll see? You'll see an area that would be considered, in many respects, quote unquote, untamed. There's a lot of wildlife, a lot of trees, and otherwise. And I want you to think back what it must have looked like to go into that area as a new entrant in the 1700s, in the 1800s, at a time when there were no roads, when there were no supermarkets, when there was no electricity. All of those people, those settlers, had to work very hard and to build a society. They couldn't sit there and rely on the government. They couldn't sit there and rely on the grocery store down the street. They couldn't do that. As a result, they not only built themselves up and built great families, but they built a great society to go along with it. A society that values freedom, a society that values individualism, and a society that for many years did not abdicate those two things to other people. But over time, that started to change. At first, it was the comfortable reliance on a paycheck twice a month. But as time went on, just about everything from raising our kids to how we eat, to how we earn, to how we play, got abdicated to others. Therefore, we got in a situation where our government was in a much easier way able to take control of our lives and make it very, very difficult to exercise our freedom. Everything that I've talked about over the past few years, whether it's Activision listening into you while you play your video games to make sure that you're not committing wrongthink, to having to pay these excessive taxes on your cars and your property and otherwise to the point that you never really earn it. All of that has come about because we the people have abdicated everything that it meant when we the people set down the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution many years ago. Now, the good news is we don't need to have another violent revolution in order to take that power back. But what we need to do is each of us in our homes, in our jobs, and otherwise, every day, look for ways that we can be more independent. Because the more that we can support ourselves and our families, the less power that government and the government's agents will have over our daily lives. I want you to think about that as you go into this weekend. Thank you so much for watching me here on the Daily Mojo, and I hope you have a great day.
The First Amendment lives here. Watch and listen at thedailymojo.com.